Good evening.
Hey everybody, did you miss us? I'm Jonathan,
I'm Justin.
and this is
Two J's.
One Pod.
So, Jonathan, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I'd like to start by welcoming us back after a 8 month hiatus, 9 month hiatus.
It is a long time.
We took a break. We needed to relook at some things. Life got involved, and we wanted to change our format a little bit, just a little bit,
Just a bit.
just a bit, and we're going to be a little less structured, a little bit more fun, a little bit more opinions.
I know, but I got time for that.
And I mean, we're still going to have some topics we're going to go over, but really, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad we're finally sitting here in our new setup, which is pretty sweet. We got a lot more room. We're not on top of each other in a little corner.
This is pretty sweet, man. Having the couch, have some of the memorabilia stuff behind us.
I
It's
know
pretty
we got
dope.
the title.
Got this in front of us so I can read stuff.
I
if
know we can
need
put
to.
stuff up on the screen when we're doing
Yeah.
some
We
research.
could have Jamie actually really pull up stuff for us now.
I know.
Except he's not here.
We don't have a Jamie.
We don't have a Jamie.
One day.
People can see that now.
Yeah, they can see us. We're
Yeah.
gonna be, and we're live streaming on what's that?
This is the TikTok.
The TikTok.
Yeah, the TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok.
Nope. It's just me.
But we do have an Instagram still,
Mhm.
2J's One Pod, and we do
Mhm.
have a
follow
Facebook page
I'll follow it.
and a YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be uploading more videos to YouTube, more stuff to Instagram, and we're gonna try to have some fun with this, and be a little different. And there were some really bright spots of our first couple episodes, and I think we can capitalize on that. I know what we've done wrong, especially on my end with editing and making sure shit sounds properly. But
Or lack of editing in some cases.
well, it's a lot of work to edit this shit.
Yep, but that's how you make it good, my guy.
Well, I'd rather you make I think mistakes make us good.
There's some examples I'll be glad to go over with afterwards. If
I
you want.
love some of the words you make up, and I'm
Thank you.
hoping we get some fucking
No, I want
dislikes.
to keep
Yeah.
those in. That's not what I'm talking about. The way I talk is what we're going to keep in there. But there's definitely some things we could have did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know. So we took we did a brief, kind of a
Hiatus.
30-minute. No, we did a 30-minute
Okay.
kind of just to talk and see where we were going to go with this, and we really couldn't figure anything out. So
No.
we took a walk, kind of went downstairs more or less,
Yeah.
and you've come up with something you wanna share with the audience. And you think you know who killed Kennedy?
Oh, I don't think I know. Yeah,
So
I know
you know who
exactly
killed
where
Kennedy.
the shots came from.
So-
We will have to Google his exact name, but I could tell you where he was sitting, who he was. I could tell you.
So there's
who
no
was sitting-
magic bullet theory here. It's
Oh
not
no,
the
there's
CIA.
no magic boot. No, there's no.
It wasn't my Uncle Fred.
It wasn't your Uncle Fred,
Shout out to
who
Uncle
I
Fred.
thought it was for a long time.
Well, Uncle Fred tells that story.
Yeah, and I believed him, dude. He's
Oh, man.
convincing.
And he's a good shot to this day. He's like
Mhm.
90. Still a good shot.
The magic bullet. I will be more than happy to explain that for you as well.
So who do they say
the
killed Kennedy?
Umbrella Man. I can.
What was the dude's name they said that killed Kennedy?
Jack Oswald. No, Lee Harvey
Harvey
Oswald.
Oswald.
I was thinking of Jack Ruby, but
Who's a time traveler?
who's a
supposedly.
time traveler? Yeah,
You never
he
heard
had an
that?
iPhone on him. No, never heard
No,
that one.
Never heard that one? I
Mm-mm.
mean, I may be just making that up.
So I will tell you that Oswald was there. Oswald did fire the first shot. Oswald did fire more than one shot. He did not fire the shot that killed Kennedy. He did shoot Kennedy. He did fire, quote unquote, the magic bullet as well.
All right.
Okay.
So, a little backstory about who we're talking about here. Because I don't know. Hey, our younger generations,
If they don't know who Kennedy, that's scary.
I mean,
I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't know who Kennedy is and don't know who Lee Harvey Oswald is.
I mean, we had some listeners in like Russia and like
Mm-hmm.
Kazakhstan.
People in Russia know Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Wink, JK, probably not actually.
You never know. Huh.
Maybe.
We got some Canada guys.
You might be a hero
Canadians.
over there.
And like, I don't know if everybody's so up on their presidential history.
Hey, don't forget about the country of Georgia, by the way.
That was our coolest one.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because I want to go there.
Yeah, country
It's
of
gorgeous.
Georgia. We're going to talk about Kennedy just for you guys because that's awesome.
Petra.
Petra.
That's where Petra is. One of the coolest like fucking archaeological things ever.
Yeah.
But
Isn't it right there in the Mediterranean Sea or something like that?
it's like in the mountains,
Oh, never mind.
in the hills.
Okay, that's cool
So
too.
I'm gonna turn over here, and I'm gonna go on my magic handy in the computer because I'm gonna pretend I'm Jamie for a minute.
Yeah, because you're going to be pulling some stuff up because
So
I want you to pull up this guy's exact name, but you're not going to say it towards the end. I mean, until we get towards the end.
who killed
Then, well, okay, you can type that.
Kennedy?
I'll allow it. So let's see what the internet reads. Who killed Kennedy? I don't even know if we could say that word on live stream, by the way. I
Oh,
might get banned.
somehow I got who killed Kenita Park
All
Jenkins.
right. Let's try to stay away from saying the K word if we can't. Well, let's not. Nah.
Kennedy?
Yeah, Kennedy.
Why, you think something's gonna happen?
No.
Oh,
The other.
killed?
Yeah.
You can't say that on TikTok?
I don't know, but probably not. I'll
Who
probably get banned.
assassinated?
That's probably bad too. Let's just not. We're not going to
All
edit
right, so
ourselves. We're not going to do that.
your Google
So your
machine.
Google that you pulled up does have Lee Harvey Oswald as the guy who killed Kennedy. Um, and a lot of people say this is correct. According to the Warren Commission, who's the official word on who killed Kennedy.
He acted alone.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Warren Commission wants you to think. So, can you also do this for me? Can you pull up the Warren Commission and let's find out who's on the Warren Commission? So we're gonna pull a bunch of stuff apart for everybody, and we're gonna make sure we have facts. Because I'm not just gonna tell you something that can be crazy.
So,
So go ahead and read that, Jonathan. You're more literate than I am. So,
so the Warren Commission was a presidential commission established by Lyndon B. Johnson to
by who?
investigate Lyndon B. Johnson
All right.
to investigate the assassination of President John F. Kennedy.
All right.
It concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in assassination and that Jack Ruby also acted alone in killing Oswald.
Okay.
The commission's findings have been both supported and challenged by subsequent studies.
The latter half of that, I can say, is probably true. Jack Ruby was a lunatic who acted alone in killing Lee Harvey Oswald. That part's accurate. So let's talk about some of the members that's on here. But before we talk about the members, Jonathan, do you know anything about Lyndon B. Johnson? Do you know about his relationship with John Kennedy? And do you know what he would have to lose if John Kennedy is eliminated from the situation?
Truthfully, I do not. I know who he was the president.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't take over after
He did.
he took. He's only so he took. He was the vice president at the time.
He
then.
is the vice president. He took over immediately. And we're not going to get too far into Lyndon B. Johnson because honestly, I think he had zero to do with it.
Oh well, then
But he did have a lot to do with putting the Warren Commission together. He had a lot to gain from becoming the president. And just, I think he was a very bad guy. And I think he swept a lot of things under the rug. So let's go over some of these members. All right.
all right. Let's figure out the members here. Let's find this out. All right. The Warren Commission was Jack McCoy,
Mm-hmm.
J. Lee Rankins, Senator Richard Russell, Congressman Gerald Ford,
Mm-hmm.
Chief Justice Earl Warren,
Mm-hmm.
President at the time Lyndon B. Johnson, Alan Dulles, Senator John Sherman Cooper, and Congressman Hale Boggs.
Now, Gerald Ford, what was his position on that committee?
So Gerald Ford. Let's find out.
Now, I will tell you all also, like, there's a bunch of connections that I'm not
Oh.
smart enough. There we go. Look at there.
So there was a lot of people on here.
Mhm.
All right. So
Now, I will tell you that.
the actual committee was the Chief Justice. So at the time, Gerald Ford was a U.S. representative from Michigan,
Mhm.
and then later became the President of the United States. He was also the House majority. They were the House. Yeah. So
So,
why,
I
why,
want
why are we
you-
pointing to Gerald Ford right off the bat? What's going on?
I was just wondering about Gerald Ford. I was just interested. But what I do want you to see is Alan Dulles. Doles or
Yeah,
whatever,
Doles, right there.
former director of the CIA,
And he was
Central Intelligence.
and he was the head. So former director and the head.
Hmm.
All right, CIA. What
So, so like I said, you're gonna have to look up how all these guys. That takes way too much explaining for this part, but none of this is
so
pretty much the Warren Commission. There's no fatality behind it. They didn't report anything factual. They didn't make any reports. Half of their stuff was falsified. They didn't have any witnesses. Witnesses that actually saw things. The Warren report did not take their reports. They didn't even want to listen to them. And a bunch of other stuff.
so looking at I found this the weak points of the report.
Mm-hmm.
They argued that direct witnesses to the shooting who immediately rushed the grassy knoll after the shots were fired.
Mm-hmm.
They argued against direct witnesses. They did not examine any photographs or X-rays.
So that's another thing. So as we're talking about X-rays, this is obviously whenever they're at the hospital. By Texas state law, you have to have an autopsy before leaving the state. Um, the Secret Service and Lyndon B. Johnson overruled that. They said this is the president of the United States. We're taking him back to Washington, and they like refused to get that autopsy in Texas until they got back to Washington.
So
First off, okay.
counterpoint to that. So
Hmm.
I actually don't think that's all that weird because as the president of the United States and Mr. Kennedy was a little bit of a known partier per
Hmm.
se, they probably didn't want to have an autopsy because that becomes public record. And if he had something in his system, that would look a little bit bad on the presidency. So yes, that's understandable.
So it's interesting you say they didn't want it to look bad on the presidency because that actually has a lot to do with what happened. All right. So our next point, how do we really dive into this? So first of all, really just wanted to throw out there, I just really don't know how to like articulate it very well. Is the Warren Commission says that Oswald acted alone. They had no teeth in the game to actually. They had every reason to not tell the truth, is what I'm trying to say. Um,
So my question to you is: so
who killed?
what makes you think that they had no reason?
Because of who handpicked them, Lyndon B. Johnson, and what everybody did. Like I said, I listened to there's a documentary called The Smoking Gun that you should check out. It really paints a picture that I really can't articulate myself, but
Yeah,
it goes through so many different levels. Last podcast on the left has a 6 episode thing dedicated to
I
that.
get that, and but there's
Like,
so Mike. This is why. So
I'm trying to figure out how to do it in one like episode right now.
well,
So I'm
dude,
trying to figure
so
out
the
the best
backstory
avenue.
is that Kennedy was assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
They really at the end of the day there was a lot of things that were done during the investigation by not just this
What
Warren
if I just
Commission.
what if I do this? What if I paint simply just paint a picture from early that morning? We'll go through the events. I'll kind of paint a picture for who assassinated the president that day. You can ask questions, and we'll go from there if there's any. How
Yeah,
about that?
let's
Does
do
that make
that.
more sense?
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So we are in Dallas, Texas, and the motorcade is coming through Dallas, Texas, and the president is with Jackie Kennedy, who is to her left. I mean, his left. In front of Kennedy, we have the governor. You can see the governor. The governor is going to be sitting on what's called a jump seat, which is very important because earlier you talked about the magic bullet, right?
Yeah, it was just more of
The
a joke.
the reason, no, it wasn't a joke. It was actually how they referred to it for a long time because they didn't understand the ballistics. So what they weren't taking into account for a very long time is the governor who was sitting in front of Kennedy at a weird angle, down a little bit at an angle, was sitting in a jump seat, and they didn't take that into account. That's why the whole angle looked weird. So once ballistic experts actually looked at that further, the took into account the jump seat, it actually made sense for the trajectory at that point. how it went through the back of Kennedy. It literally went through his back, and then it went into the governor, shooting him in his arm, coming out of his arm, shooting in his leg, and kind of bouncing around a little bit, and then exiting. That's why they called it a magic bullet, because it made different direction changes. But all that was backed up by science. So that's factual now. So Oswald was there. He fired a bullet from this position, and it had this reaction. So that's factual now. Oswald fired another shot, which missed and actually hit a piece of concrete, which flew up and hit one of the pedestrians' face and bled, and like that's recorded, so that's factual. So one of the other interesting key points is the type of ammunition Oswald was using is very important as well. So if you look it up, Oswald was using a full metal jacket. So do you know what happens whenever a full metal jacket shoots a person, Jonathan? Do you know what it decides to do?
It explodes?
No, the opposite. So a full metal jacket, despite its name, is actually the opposite. So a full metal jacket is designed for war. It's designed for you to shoot people on the battleground.
It goes in and bounces around.
No.
No.
It's designed to shoot and go straight through.
All right.
That way you can like shoot somebody, kind of wound them, and they can get to lead the battleground and like you not kill them. So it's designed to wound and not kill. That is what Oswald was firing. That's what he shot at Kennedy. That's what went straight through his body. That's what hit the governor, because it was a full metal jacket that passed through him. Very important. The second bullet that struck Kennedy was not a full metal jacket. I don't know what it was, but it was not a full metal jacket. And when it made contact with Kennedy's head, it did what you originally said.
It bounced around.
It bounced around and exploded out the other side very violently. This bullet was designed to kill. Do you know, by chance, who had the exact same ammo that happened to kill or make this shot, or very similar? We have to theorize at this point, quote unquote.
I do not.
The 6 Secret Service agents in the motorcade behind the president. So there was a ballistics expert way back in the 70s. And again, the Warren report wants to smother everything. They want to say this is what happens. So whenever people who oppose that come out and say stuff, they like really repress it. So in 73, you're going to have to bring up his name because I don't remember his name. But there's a very important ballistics expert who kind of proved that the angle in which Kennedy was shot in the back came directly from behind him. So it came from the motorcade. You look like you have questions, so what's up?
I don't. It's more of a rebuttal to that. It from behind. So yeah, that's it. I mean, theoretically, whatever. Blah 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 blah. But this was on. There's video evidence of this, and it would have to be a crazy shot angle for them to be able to shoot from the behind. It's
not that crazy.
But if you're shooting from behind, and the videotape clearly can see the motorcade behind it, so you'd see that bullet. You'd see somebody fire a gun from behind.
You're not necessarily going to see bullet on quality video. You're going to
see somebody do this.
You do see something, Jonathan. So you do see something. So what you do see is after the first couple shots, one of the Secret Service agents. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull it up. One of the Secret Service agents sitting in the back of the motorcade, on the second motorcade, after the first or second fire shots, the motorcade juts forward. He falls kind of towards the back, and this is when we believe his gun goes off. If it was obvious to see, it wouldn't be a conspiracy theory, Jonathan. Well, let's go ahead and look at it.
I mean, you could really make a conspiracy theory out of anything.
So I wasn't even halfway done. I mean, you stopped me midway.
I'm sorry because I can't. I was sitting here listening. I can't.
So let's go. So yeah. Well, this is a lot.
Yeah,
man.
This is a whole docu thing.
Man, this is a whole documentary. Does that 2 minute video have it has looks like it has part of the back of the car in it? So that's the thing. You're gonna have to find a video that has both.
There we go. Here's this is what this is Orville footage. I understand. Let me proceed. I'm adult.
Yeah.
There's your passing. There we go.
So they kind of see you can't really see the back of the second motorcade
Yeah,
from any of these angles.
This is the first photo. Oh, there's lots of film on this. That's why there's so much film.
But if there's a clear shot of it, do you think they were gonna let that be out there? So that's part of the thing. They had the huge cover up, and I have reasons why they would want to cover up all that too. All of it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so that's what I'm really interested in, hearing all these cover up. We all know Kennedy was assassinated. We don't know we all, according to court record and American record, it was Lee Harvey Oswald.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of conspiracies out there saying the CIA killed him, saying the Soviets killed him, saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get back on track here. So what leads you to your conclusion?
The night before this, so the Secret Service used to have a bad habit of going out and partying before stuff like this. One of the rookie Secret Service agents, he was designated not to drink that night. So he was the only one not hungover that day. I don't know if this part's true. This part could totally be a rumor, but this is part of the story too.
This could all be rumor and innuendo.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So he was the only one on the crew that actually had bullets in his gun. Now remember, at this point there was no serious assassination attempt, so it wasn't that big a deal.
Do we know that for a fact he was the only one that had bullets, or is that part of the
that I literally just said this is non-factual. This is
I know before we're talking about the drinking part. I'm more talking about so that covers
him being the only one with bullets in his gun is part of that lore.
All right, part of that whole
part
lore.
Of that lore.
Right.
Yeah. But what's not a part of that lore is after Oswald fires the first couple of shots, the second motorcade goes to jut forward to start leaving. Hicks, I think is his last name, was standing up at the time trying to find where the shooter might be and was launched backwards and accidentally fired a shot that went forward, striking Kennedy in the back of the head. So after all this, they leave, blah blah blah. It's an obvious cover up, right? Because one, we're getting intense global conflicts right now. So the worst thing the United States could do is say, "Hey, we accidentally shot our president in the head doing a parade." America would just look like a joke.
So your whole thing is that whatever his name is accidentally shot the president in the back of the head?
Yes. It's not as fun as a conspiracy theory, is it? Like a whole,
so it
like
is
a super spy Oswald.
No,
all this stuff, but
so I get why they covered. So that's the theory is that this theory you've heard is that the Secret Service accidentally killed the president, and because we were going up, we had Russia. There was the Cold War was beginning.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to look weak to the Soviets.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, at the time, that's great. But now that all this stuff has been released recently on all this stuff, and there's been a lot more files released on this, there would be evidence somewhere of that.
Yes, there's plenty of it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But where?
So, like I said, in 73, 70, whatever.
The ballistics, that's the different bullet.
He wrote that, blah, blah, blah. In the 90s, whenever Bill Clinton was president, he wrote an executive order to blah, blah. No, it was something about interviews. So they had interviews conducted, blah, blah, blah. And they collaborated a lot of that ballistics evidence and witnesses and a bunch of this backstory in 90s. It was like 91, 94, 96. I don't know. Look it up real quick.
So
look up Clinton Kennedy 90s.
there's a witness out there that went on records showing that they witnessed somebody shoot Kennedy from the back.
Jonathan, witnesses didn't see anything.
Well, there was 200. There was 100. There was probably
And
thousands of
there
people.
were witnesses that said that, and there were witnesses that said the Secret Service guy fired a shot. We heard it. Blah blah blah.
Well, did anybody go on record? I've never seen that.
The Warren Commission doesn't want people.
It doesn't
to.
matter.
Because yes, dude, there's videos of them. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Society we live in.
Yeah,
I watch a lot of stuff on stuff.
Yep.
I've heard of cover-ups and things in this, but so this big thing that you listed a documentary and a podcast on. This is their, and you're going off of what they said with no fact checking.
I did, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The reason why this makes the most sense is it has the most actual evidence. It has actual scientific ballistics.
That's the only
stuff
evidence I hear.
that can be. That's all you need, Jonathan. It's science. It's backed up by science that they can redo today. And people have redone this in recent years. They redid the ballistics and it checks out. But here's the thing, nobody cares anymore. Try to talk to somebody about the assassination attempt in 2025. Nobody cares. So if
It was Trump.
What?
But when it just happened to Trump? Oh,
Well,
talk about this assassination. I thought you were talking about the most recent assassination.
I'm just talking about,
but I mean,
but you think that's something people would want to know, even if it was.
Well, I would think the Kennedy's family, and they are still very, very powerful. Like, I've never heard Bobby Jr. come out and talk about any of this stuff, and he's kind of a crazy guy. That'd be something he would bring to fruition. Trump is kind of a crazy guy and releases whatever he wants to.
They don't say a whole lot of things about UFOs and aliens either.
I mean, they've released way more than we have.
Very recently.
Yeah, I'm saying, but that's stuff
and they're starting to release more Kennedy stuff too. I'm sure we haven't gone through every single bit, because they haven't even released the whole thing yet.
Because in reality, there's stuff that's always going to be classified.
And who wants to ever admit that? Like, yeah, one of our presidents was. It's just,
yeah. Honestly, I think in the day and age we live in, that's something that.
Oh yeah, everybody wants to hear it now, but the government doesn't want to. That's really weak.
But we live in a country where the government doesn't control everything. We live in a country, for the most part, the government doesn't control everything.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
I mean, I can sit here on this mic right now and say, "Fuck Donald Trump, fuck our government," and nothing's gonna happen to me.
Nothing. Zada.
Right?
No, nothing.
Freedom of speech.
Zero. I love America. I love Trump.
I mean, I love where I live. I do. I love America. I don't hate America. I love where I live. I'm saying that's why I live in a country where I can say that stuff. I live in a country where we can watch YouTube videos on crazy people and stuff I don't agree with. I'm just trying to bust your balls. It is a very plausible theory that at the time and place, the federal government going into the Cold War think about the headlines.
Just where else could that second type of bullet have came from?
Think about the headlines. So compare it to something more recent when the kid tried to kill Trump, and the Secret Service did nothing. We knew instantly they did nothing. The head of the CIA stepped down. Like, they fucked up and they admitted it. Same thing in theory, they would admit. Now, I don't think Lee Halsey acted on his own, but he was an ex-Marine, damn good shot, and could have that Ruby who killed him. They've never proved anything supposedly, but he could have been involved, and he was afraid Oswald was going to talk once he went behind bars.
The gun he was using is very important too, because it's not the fastest gun to reload. It's a very clunky gun.
Wasn't it a bolt action rifle?
Yeah, but it was a Russian, like it was a legit Russian one that was very known for being clunky and jamming very often.
Yes, but
for him to get that many shots off in that time frame that accurately is very good. And they say Oswald's a good shot.
One of the greatest of all time, supposedly.
Nobody really says he's the greatest of all time. Is that what that says?
No, but it's up there. But I'm saying, like, he was an ex-military.
He was
definitely a Marine too.
That just because you're in the military doesn't mean you're one of the greatest shots of all time. That holds a lot of weight.
But he was a sharpshooter.
Okay, there's a lot of marksmen. There's a difference
He's a
between,
marksman.
yeah,
Think you can make that shot on Call of Duty?
what the professionals are saying, Jonathan, is even from trained professionals who are trained to do that sufficiently and effectively, that is very hard to pull off. And he was doing it with a shitty gun that is known for malfunctioning.
Yeah, but his shots. I mean, we're talking. I know at the end of the day, the bullet that killed Kennedy wasn't from his gun.
At, yeah,
We all know
that's
that.
just, yeah.
I mean, that's at the end of the day. Now, the whole thing with the CIA, I always thought they killed him to shut him up because he was.
Well, that's a part of it because Lyndon Johnson and part of the people on the Warren Commission wanted the CIA. They were in bed with it, and Kennedy was wanting to get rid of the CIA. So almost everybody had a reason for Kennedy to be assassinated. The CIA didn't like him. Lyndon B. Johnson, who was his own vice president, couldn't stand him.
Is
Um,
that factual?
Dude, he hated him. Yeah, look it up. I don't know why that was his running mate. They did not like each other. Lyndon B. Johnson was a
He was
uh,
a terrible president.
yeah.
I mean, by whatever standards. So we're looking at this warrant commission. Let me just go to these members again. Who was that guy? Alan Dulles, right? He was the head of the CIA.
Former head.
So he was. So when you say he hated the CIA, this is.
He wanted to disband the CIA, Kennedy.
But the CIA didn't exist yet.
Whoever, there was a Central Intelligence
There was
Agency
a
at the
se- there
time
was
that
a
he
s-
was wanting to disband,
Just called
Jonathan.
Central Intelligence.
Okay, so you're saying I'm wrong by saying I'm right. Okay, but continue.
No, but you said CIA, which wasn't the same
Same thing, dude.
It
I'm
wasn't
just
the same thing.
abbreviating. Is it the same thing? Is it a
No,
Central
they're
Intelligence?
two different entities. One was disbanded, and they brought back the CIA.
It was a commission that had too much power that the president had no I don't know how to describe it. Kennedy was pretty much trying to say that no committee should have more power over the president or keep anything secret from him and all that. So he is trying to
Yeah.
disband them. And they obviously did not like that. Did they have him killed though? No. Did they kind of probably make things easier for Oswald? Probably.
Easier?
Probably. I mean, I said it's plausible. Probably not.
So
So what are you looking up now?
I'm researching the CIA.
Oh, what are you going to find about the CIA?
I just want to make sure that I was wrong. So I was wrong. So they just changed the name.
Okay.
Blah 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 blah.
I was like,
so,
well, what are you talking about?
so they were formed in 1947.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do you also see do you see headquarters up there? Do you see who that's named after? So he was a big part of the Central Intelligence, probably, right? That guy, George Bush.
Is it George Bush Senior or Junior?
That's senior. Do you know who else was in that motorcade, by the way?
Who?
George Bush.
Was he in the military?
He was part of the Secret Service. He was sitting on the other side of Hicks.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep. So this whole time the Bushes knew, and they didn't tell us. Those bastards.
No, because Junior would have fucked up and said something.
No, man. No.
I mean, he
it's that
talked about
big a
doing
deal.
cocaine and everything.
Yeah, 'cause that's not the same as, hey, my daddy was next to somebody who killed Kennedy. We know who did it. I'm just
so
saying.
let me just throw that out there. Picture Bush
Listen.
Junior, 2007, before running against
Mhm.
Barack Obama. I feel like I could see him up there saying, "We know," to your voice, "we know who killed Kennedy."
Listen. We know where Bin Laden is. We know a lot of things here in America. We know who killed Kennedy. We do. And we do. But he's not that dumb.
No, he was actually
I love, like,
intelligent.
people shit on him, man, but
So
he just has problems with words, all right?
All
We have
presidents,
problems
yeah.
communicating.
well, that's why I made him real.
But
I love how we're going to spin off on a tangent here.
in my head, they make sense. They kind of like make sense with pictures and stuff in my head, but whenever I try to talk, they don't come out normal. They come up all mushed up.
It's funny to look back on him. He was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a liberal neighbor Not gonna say where I live, but I have a liberal neighbor, super liberal, not super liberal, but very left wing. Not saying I'm right wing or anything. I'm fucking pretty right wing,
Mhm.
but America.
America.
We were talking one night, and we were talking about politics going on. We were talking about crazy Camellia and Trump, just stupid stuff.
Kamala.
That's what I call her. I don't care. That's just what I call her. I
I
don't
just
care.
gotta be. Listen, you gotta be with her, man. Say her name right.
I don't. I honestly don't care much about.
Did
Paul
you
Harris.
ask her pronouns?
No, I don't ask pronouns.
Alright,
I don't have to be forced down my throat.
Story.
But she were talking about like favorite presidents and stuff, and I always say everybody gives Bill Clinton all this credit. So he was amazing. Technically, he's one of the worst presidents in history.
I mean, technically,
and I'm like, I love George Bush
NAFTA.
Jr. and he did so much great that people don't talk about because he was a bad speaker. She's like, I love George Bush,
I mean,
and that's somebody who voted for crazy Harris. I won't say her name again. I don't like how I say it.
I think it has.
But back to this whole Kennedy thing. So Kennedy,
I mean, that's pretty much it, man. Secret Service.
accidentally shot him in the back of the head.
Accident. I think is the most plausible thing.
So, and the government had a lot to gain because at the time we're going to the Cold War with Russia, which anything ever really fucking happened. That's funny. That can never happen nowadays. Imagine tweeting about like, the Russians moved their bombs into Cuba.
Lyndon B. Johnson was good with sweeping it under the rug because he could now sweep in, kind of take over the presidency.
Well, so my question to everybody is, he didn't really have anything.
Did you know?
He had nothing to gain from not saying the truth. He was going to be president no matter what.
Did you know that he rushed to get sworn in to the point to where
They did it on Air Force One.
Yeah, he made.
So that's one thing I'll debunk. When a president, like let's say what's his name, they literally it's almost instantly there's no rush to do it. They have to do it because there has to be an acting president of the United States. It's a whole instant like this shit. So like if I was president, you were vice president, and I died, literally probably within an hour you would be sworn in.
Mm-hmm. Can you pull up the pictures though?
Pictures of what?
The pictures of him getting sworn in and immediately after, if you could.
Let's go. Let's find some Lyndon.
I just want you to vibe check this guy real quick.
I've seen photos of him.
I want him for this.
Good looking old man.
No. I want you to pull up pictures of him getting sworn in and immediately after.
I'm trying to do this with my opposite hand.
Specific.
Let's pull this up.
Did you know that he had like the biggest like schlong of any president? Apparently, he would just whip it out to intimidate people. Apparently, and he would whip it out and like take pisses in the back of the White House lawn regularly. So, God, I am so. My glasses are right here.
So, we got him up on the screen here. I know nobody can see this because the camera's facing us and we got the TV up on the wall there.
I just want to look at his face. That's all.
He doesn't look very happy.
He doesn't look very upset either, does he?
But I mean,
does he look like a colleague just died? And go up to that one where he was staring at Jackie's face. Go back up. I guess he is looking.
Yeah, he doesn't look.
He looks like, oh, I'm bored on the job right now. Is what he looks like. He looks like a meme.
I don't think he looks anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting sworn as a president. He can't be up there crying.
I think he could.
Maybe he's not a crier. Men back then didn't show emotion because that's what men were.
He could look angry.
He doesn't look. He just looks life.
He doesn't look like somebody who just got somebody's head blown off, does he?
I mean, what is he supposed to look like?
I don't know.
There's no like.
I don't know. I just think it's weird.
Me. I don't think he looks weird.
All right. You don't think he looks weird?
I mean, he doesn't. I mean, I don't think he doesn't look.
Are you hot for him?
I mean, he's a good-looking old man.
Apparently, they thought so. Actually,
they did.
Yeah.
So he was a 36. So did he? But he only was in office for. So just throwing it out there, he did get. It must have been a decent. He was decent enough to get elected.
Oh yeah, because he is really good at pandering. You want to talk about Lyndon B. Johnson
But
now?
any
That
politician is kind
scumbag.
of
So
scumbag.
it gets close to like I don't know how much we can talk about Lyndon B. Johnson and this episode be safe.
So he was.
Like how what
Hold
what
on.
is our time run right now?
I don't even know or care. But so I'm trying to. So I don't know a lot about Lyndon because I do care less about American
Mm-hmm.
history. I'm more of an ancient
Well,
history
you're
guy.
a Charlie Kirk guy, so you must know one thing. So, well, just go ahead. You were talking, I really
So
interrupted.
just to look at him, his Great Society was aimed at expanding civil rights, access to healthcare, aimed at education and arts, urban rule, consumer protection, environmentalism, public service. He sought to create a better living condition for low-income Americans,
Mm-hmm.
war on poverty. He signed the Social Security Amendments of 1965, which created Medicare and Medicaid. Two great things,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, I don't think anybody hates Medicare, right? Medicaid?
No.
I mean, I hate that I have to pay into it. I'm never going to get it.
So a lot of that is AI like really cleaned up. By the way, this is very objective. A
Well, this is
lot of
just his
this.
good stuff.
What? No, a lot of that good stuff I don't even think is good stuff. But you can keep
So you
going.
don't think so? Establishing this is bullshit though. See, this is
Better living income for
no, I
low.
don't care about that. We're past that. All I care about is this Higher Education Act of 1965, which established federally insured loans. So let's just force people into wanting to go to college. This is where the whole college thing came into effect when they started forcing it down people's throats. And we were raised if you didn't go to college, you weren't shit. So I don't agree with that. That's not good for our
So
country.
hold on before you. Well, okay. I
Civil
think
rights.
so. Before you even scroll down to the whole civil rights thing, because this is a part of it, scroll back up. I want you to think about all this while you're why I ask you this question. So, like, or let me just. So, Lyndon B. Johnson, what he did was he created the lower class, and he what's the opposite of gentrifying? He he helped he helped segregate in the most passive aggressive way possible. So let's look up here.
Gentrification, is that what you're trying to say?
The opposite of that, not gentrification.
But
Um,
gentrification is going into poverty areas. Oh, so you're saying he went into good areas and made them.
I'm saying he created the lower class, like the inner city, like the welfare. He created that.
Time out. When you are wrong, I got to tell you you're wrong.
Okay.
He didn't create welfare. That was created back in the 1930s.
Okay. What he did create is he gave incentives for women to not have husbands and fathers in the house. He started paying more money to single mothers, which
So moms who, let's say a dad leaves a woman,
hmm
so them helping them survive and pay a higher wage
hmm
is a bad thing.
yes, because over time it gave people incentives like, oh well, I don't have to do that. I don't have to go to work. I don't have to do this. I can sit and get rid of my man. I can start having kid after kid after kid, get more money for each kid, and yeah. You're a Charlie Kirk guy, but I mean that's half of his arguments, man. He explains that whole
Yeah, I
thing.
mean but as a product of a single mother, without the government assistance we had when I was a kid, I would have starved and been on the street,
hmm Yeah,
right?
but there's
Now, did my
obviously
mom work her ass off and have three jobs and figure things out and then have a job and
yeah,
get
she was
stuff?
working. Exactly. She was
Yeah,
working. She's not even one of the people we're talking
but
about.
overall now in the world we live in, I'm not a big welfare guy or anything like that. In cases, I think there should be drug tests and think there should be certain things and they should be have to look for jobs. I mean, hell, my wife's on unemployment right now. Every week she has to go apply for jobs.
There's a lady that I follow that just went. Well, I don't follow her, but I reposted it because it was so ridiculous. how whenever Trump started cutting out some of these benefits, her whole thing is having more kids and being a single mom, so she collects a ridiculous
Yeah, but that's
amount.
an exception, not a rule.
It's it's
As
pretty.
somebody who grew up in a really poor area, so did you. I mean, I didn't wasn't surrounded by a bunch of women getting pregnant just to make more money because that $350 you get a week for kids is not a livable wage anymore, and barely is now, or barely was then.
300 a kid, right?
I mean, that's I'm just using. I don't know for
Of
fact how
week.
much
So
it.
if you have 4 kids, that's going to be $1,200 a week.
Yeah, but
So
that's
that's
not
going to
how.
be over four
But
grand a month. How much is your husband going to bring in if he's working at like a gas station because you're fucking some buster out there somewhere?
like that's not like that's
That's how people look at it, and that's how people use the system. That's why we have somebody right now cutting out a lot of that benefits because they're getting misused. They've been getting misused for
yeah, but
years.
every I mean any form of help is going to get misused.
Hmm.
So during COVID, the government sent everybody these checks for money. All right, I I bet damn well there's not a soul out there that got that check that didn't cash that check and use it. I was working and making damn good money. Guess who cashed that check?
Yeah,
Me.
where'd check come from though?
The government. For us,
Hmm.
taxes I pay.
Yep. But it comes to people who don't necessarily need it. So since
So
there's
that
an
came to me. I didn't necessarily need it.
since listen, I'm not saying it shouldn't be a bad thing, but it's become a bad thing
But
because there are people, there's single mothers who's out there trying to do the right thing and who need the help,
the
who really
majority.
need the help, who can't afford stuff for their babies and stuff like that. But you also have people who are 600 pounds who don't want to get jobs because they feel like they can't do anything
Because they're 600
because they're
pounds.
making a lot more money just laying there because they're on disabilities for being fat.
Yeah.
That's how people are misusing the
Well, no, I
internet
get that
or
how
the
people misuse
internet,
the
the
system.
system.
He said the internet. We're misusing the internet right now. So yeah, I know. I 100% agree with you on that one.
And these are only a couple of different
But
scenarios.
that's so in your lifetime. So we've maybe it's hard. I hate to not say this. It's hard for you to use you as an example because you haven't really been a lot of places.
He made people too reliant on the system, so there's no
But I
initiative
could
to
argue
go out
that
and
was
do
that
something.
was that was in place in the 1930s after the during the Great Depression when they brought in all this the welfare and all that shit.
He knew what he was doing. Because it says a lot of civil rights stuff. Like he's probably one of the most racist people around at the time. That guy.
Well, you don't know that for any fact. Now you're
Okay.
just throwing assumptions at somebody. Our headline should be Lyndon B's a racist. Disprove me now. But
Prove me wrong.
he was. I mean, he was a senator. I mean, just because he's a Democrat doesn't mean he's a terrible human being. There's been some decent Democrats. Just coming through. I'm just looking. I want to see some bad stuff on because there's always bad. There's always bad. The new president took advantage. All right, so he did a tax cut. The tax cut was individualized across the board, approximately 20% to cut marginal tax rate from. All right, and he reduced corporate tax rates. So far so good. Signed a civil acts, right? I'm not really cool, whatever about that. I mean, he was the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Uh, didn't he give? Oh, here's one here. The Fair Housing Act, housing discrimination. So you couldn't not sell somebody a house because they were black, because that happened then. It doesn't happen now, but then it did. So he outlawed that. I mean, that's good stuff. But some of this war on poverty shit, eh? Because I'm old school. Work hard. You know, we talked earlier. Hard work
Didn't
pays
he
off.
start the whole affirmative action thing too?
Well, he might have been president during that. I don't know if he was president during that.
And that's
No,
I
affirmative actions came in the '90s.
I was about to say
That's new.
'cause I think that's
Over.
bad
That's
too.
not like from the '70s. That's like a new thing.
Mm.
He outlawed some things. Signed. He didn't personally do it. He signed some acts that were voted on by the not just him, because he didn't sign any executive orders, which would be him doing it. The Senate and House had to get together on these issues, and then he would sign the final bill once it was approved.
Mm.
So a difference from that and executive order. Executive order is somebody forcing something, like the executive order on the Patriot Act. That was an executive order, or Trump did one of those two executive orders doing certain things.
He did a lot of them.
Yeah, which are not good
Oh.
all the time.
Oh.
Democrat, or they're bad. They're good. Depends.
It
Depends who you're looking at.
Some of them could be good. It's
But
gonna be hard for all of them to be good.
so through all this,
Who do you think killed Kennedy?
I think the CIA killed him.
So the CIA
And honestly,
killed him.
I
Who
no
fired the
matter
second
what,
shot?
it had to have been either it was Lee Harvey Oswald did not act alone because it's fucking impossible.
Lee Harvey Oswald 100% fired a shot, and one of
Well, I
them
know,
hit the
yeah,
president.
yes, but I'm saying, but the only other thing that makes sense because that second bit that theoretically makes sense is that
Can you look up some of that stuff?
He
So
was-
it's not just my words. Since
it's
you
not
keep
just
doing
your
the
word. I
air
believe you.
quotes. Like,
no, the air quotes were for him acting alone
oh.
because that's I don't know because even if the CIA fired the shot accidentally or not, technically didn't act alone. May not premeditated, but in my head, I always thought that he had somebody else involved in him, and I mean, angles, things like that, with all the commotion, him firing, it would be really easy for somebody who's not on ground level from somewhere else to shoot him in the back of the head.
Especially, there's a lot of people looking up. You got to think. The gunshots are coming from the book depository up and to the left.
Yeah, that
So
means
people
people
are
are looking
looking
up to the right.
and to the left.
That means it could came up to the right or down the street or somebody in the crowd.
Either way, people were looking.
It was
up and
manic.
around. And
So
people were
somebody
running.
could have shot. Anybody could have shot.
Mhm.
And somebody did.
Out of every, and I've been hearing theories for a long time. Out of every, like
And
I
they didn't
said,
find a second gun with him. It's not like he had a second gun with different bullets in it.
yeah.
But he theoretically could have the same gun with two different bullets in it. You know what proves that? Because we did that today when we shot. We put hollow points on top of range missiles. Or range missiles or range bullets.
Jesus Christ.
And the gun didn't jam or fire. The same. So, possibility, yes. Because the entry wound and the
But
exit wound. The
the
entry wound and the exit wound can be mistaken for either.
yeah, but it was the angle. It would have been the angle that came down and hit him in the back of the head would have been much steeper if it came from that top building. The angle at which the gun came from was
straight.
slightly down. It wasn't completely straight.
That's just.
It was down and like it
That's
was.
just, and once again, that's what one ballistic expert said in the 70s.
But people have corroborated it.
People
since.
also corroborate that the Earth is flat, all right? And we all know the Earth's not flat.
Jonathan, all I'm saying is I've watched this shit, and what did I say? What is that? That's still something else. What is that? That's still
him signing
Lyndon
a
B.
bill.
Johnson. I saw my birthday July 28th. Whatever. But
Yeah, because you guys have the same birthday.
no, we don't. Please don't say that. That's who have the same. But no,
I'm joking, but it is.
Yeah,
It's getting late. This has been fun. It really has.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We used to play a little game. We always did a game when we did this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's my game for this week, and I'm literally just want you. It's not really a game. I just want you to rank your top 5 conspiracy theories all time.
Okay. Kennedy.
Kennedy. So
Oh.
but the one you just said, right? Where
That's 5.
that's Kennedy.
And no, I'll just say
In no particular order. I just want to hear your top 5. No particular.
Kennedy as a whole.
Kennedy as a whole. All right.
That's going to be a blanket because every conspiracy has different
Everybody has
avenues. that
different
gets-
avenues, and
so
the
that
same one
doesn't-
could have a different avenue. Soviets could have done this.
Correct. Hollow Earth.
All right.
I think it's the most ridiculous, not one of the most greatest, but it's up there as
It's
like
one of your favorite, right? So I'm asking your favorite.
lizard people.
That's one of your favorite.
Oh, I'm
Is there
just
top
trying to go.
5
Oh, my personal
Personal
favorites?
favorite.
Oh, erase those.
Those
then.
last 2, I know. Kennedy's
Yeah.
still up there.
Kennedy's still up there. UFOs because there's no solidified evidence, so technically we still have to say conspiracy. I don't agree with that. I think they're completely real, but there's people who disagree. So, we have to say Roswell, New Mexico, Area 51.
Area
all that
51's,
shit.
I would just use
I
that.
know
That's
it's
my
real.
favorite. One of my favorites.
So what else is there? Alex Jones and the Gay Frogs.
Can we take a quick research? Just tell me what the hell that is.
So pretty much, Alex Jones made a meme out of himself. Just he's a if you don't know who Alex Jones is, he's a big conspiracy theorist. He was relevant for a little while. He got in trouble with the Sandy Hook stuff, trying to say those kids were
Oh, that was he said that was a
faking.
fake thing. Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Before all that, he was trying to say like they're turning the frogs gay. And what he meant is like
He's
scientists
just a
are
crazy
like
person.
scientists were doing something to make all of the frogs turn male or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's just like they're turning them gay.
All
It
right.
was just
All right.
it was
So
a thing. It
that's
was a
four.
meme.
Which number? What in that next one?
Uh Nazi treasure in Antarctica. No, secret base of Antarctica.
Not Nazi, but secret. So Nazi secret base or just a secret
Just
base?
secret bases in general, I think, because I think there's multiple stories of different secret bases in
Was you just hear
Antarctica.
recently that kid that was trying to fly across the world, around the world by himself
I
to
didn't-
raise money?
I did not see
He
that.
got detained in Antarctica.
What?
Yeah, he was gonna fly over and he got detained. Now, I don't know if it's real. I saw on the internet. Who knows?
I mean,
Kid got detained.
if it's on the internet, it's probably real, bro.
Yeah, probably not.
I
Maybe.
want to look it up now, though.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, I saw it on Facebook. Who the fuck knows?
There's so. Do you know how many different Antarctica?
Well, there's pyramids on
conspiracies?
there. I'm 100%
There's
taking Antarctica.
so many
My
different.
other
ones.
favorite one is that the civilization's a lot older.
There's one that Google
There's a
Earth
fucking
captured.
map.
Google Map captured like a little what looked like an opening in
Yeah.
one thing, and then like whenever people wanted to go look at it some more, like they erased it, like it went away.
Well, and there's the reason I think there's things dumped in there is that there are old maps with Antarctica on them when they didn't. Antarctica wasn't discovered technically till the 1900s.
That's a great point. Like
There's some shit going on there.
there's some old
And-
maps
so
before they even had sailing or something like
My-
that. Crazy, right?
yeah. Well, technically we don't know.
I mean,
but
yeah, I
I'm
made
a,
that
you know,
part- I
Atlantis.
made
I can
that
go a
part
little
up,
crazy
but-
when it comes to this stuff. But my new favorite looking at the map, speaking of maps, is not that the Earth is flat, but that we only can see the top of the Earth, and then Antarctica, and then behind that's more continents. Because when you go to Antarctica, no matter what they say, this is why the ice wall means something. It's like 15 miles deep of ice.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to go over that.
That's why they say there's people in.
But I think there might be more continents, or there may not be, or there's something underneath that ice. Because at one time, that wasn't covered in ice.
Oh, it absolutely wasn't. Because Mr. Paleontology over here can tell you for sure of
Yes.
that.
And so often the Earth, what it does is it flips its poles.
Mm-hmm.
It could be crazy.
Well, at one point, both poles really. At one point, the poles were actually the most tropic places in the world at different points
Billions
in
of
world's
years
history.
ago,
Yeah,
yes.
billions of years ago.
Yes. But I'm
Hmm.
all about that.
Bunch of dinosaur fossils inside Antarctica, believe it or not.
and I believe it
A
because
lot.
of Pangea and shit. That's
Mhm.
what dinosaurs millions of years ago. But it's hard for me to believe that all this being said is that our society, the new whatever civilization's only been around since like 8,000 BC. It's complete bullshit.
Yeah,
The pyramids are 30,000 years old. The Sphinx is old as fuck.
Mhm.
It used to be green there, but maybe we'll save that for another episode because this is the kind of stuff we like.
Yeah, there's
We like the entertainment stuff.
there's Atlantis.
I love Atlantis.
What else? There's so many more there.
There's also that continent in the Pacific Ocean they talk about, like not. I mean, you could
Easter
bring in
Island?
Easter Island, but they said there used to be a continent, and now there's only like remnants of it in the top.
Ooh, I
yeah,
don't
that's
know
a
about
cool
that
one.
one. I have to look into that
Well,
one.
But we like what we did before.
What about Bigfoot? You think Bigfoot's real?
I don't honestly. That's one I don't think.
Okay.
I think maybe at one time, yes, there may have been.
Yeah, me neither, honestly.
Like that's one. I don't believe in the Loch Ness monster really.
The Loch Ness Monster?
Not really.
One time I met the Loch Ness Monster, and you know what he asked me? He asked me, can I get about True Fitter?
All right. So as I was saying, we used to really structure these episodes and talk about that we were doing the 90s and entertainment, and then we talked about. Did I ever release the Halloween episode, The Murder?
No, there's like 3 episodes you didn't release.
So I may release at least that one
Mm.
because I still have it saved on the computer. But we're gonna lean more into this kind of just shooting the shit, talking about crazy stuff. It could be anything from the Kennedy assassination
Next time we'll have
to
like
Kobe
facts.
Bryant's 81 games.
At least have some facts pulled up, maybe.
But do we need facts? Because we have some facts. We know that he
Well,
was
no, I came in
assassinated
here saying I knew how Kennedy. I needed to know why the Warren report was bullshit. I
because
need
there
to
was a
have
bunch of
more.
guys who had they had a reason to cover it up. That's
I
at the
wish
end
I
of the
could have
day.
explained better, like that part
Well,
of
you
it,
know
but
what? At the end of the day, we should have planned a little bit better, but
because
we didn't.
that's important. There's a lot of things.
Just the theory that to end the episode that he was accidentally shot and they Warren Commission and the CIA recovered it up to
Hmm.
not embarrass themselves during one of the most tension-filled times of the last whatever so long with the Soviets and the Cold War brewing.
Hmm.
Because World War III could have happened at any time, no matter what anybody tells you.
And they're not going to be like America's a joke over here. They just accidentally shot their president.
Just now, everybody thinks we're a joke because our our politics, not our politicians, our politics has become kind of a ruse.
Like right now, he's a little orange and a little rude, and people think that's bad. Imagine if we accidentally shot him. I mean,
Or we they tried to shoot
I mean,
him
they
and
tried
it failed.
to, yeah.
Hey,
Technically,
that's
they
a
got
conspiracy to me. I think I think the fucking CIA tried to get Trump killed.
You and the CSI. People just like to say CIA. That's what it is. People just like to blame the CIA.
Yeah,
But they have have most
and they've
of the
done some
stuff.
stupid shit, and
They've done stuff we don't know about.
and they've done stuff we do know about with all the
They
hookers
probably
and the
killed
partying.
Ozzy.
They didn't kill Ozzy. Ozzy's lived a life. All right.
You know, I heard that he probably did it. Like,
Hey.
Okay.
We lost two great legends. I don't know why I put my hand out. Ozzy made me think of it. So we did lose Ozzy, and we lost Hulk Hogan over the last couple of weeks, and that sucks. But both great guys. Maybe not personally, but both legendary people.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan brought wrestling to the mainstream. Ozzy Osbourne fucking bit a
They're
head up.
both
Bit
influential.
a bat head.
Influential in their fields.
Yeah, one's one of the greatest, which is crazy, singers, songwriters, musicians of all time. Created one of the greatest bands of all time in Black Sabbath. And the other one was Hulkamania was running wild. And then in the 90s, did his thing. But we're going to miss them. They're both great guys. Both great legends, whatever. But that's it.
That's it.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Justin.
And that was
2 J's, 1 pod.